Nasty! At the core of every fantasy story, there is a concept, a series of ideas that shapes the world, rules that the characters live by, and unique circumstances they have to overcome. When it comes to fantasy, I want something with an expansive world that feels distinct to others, revealing the mysteries of the land as the story unfolds. But 9 times out of 10, it's just another bloody isekai. Yay! Out of all the anime I've watched and manga I've read, none does it more for me than the world building of Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is up there as one of my favorite anime. It has one of the sickest fucking concepts I've heard of in recent memory, and is executed beautifully. We've got a massive island, and in the center of the island, there's a big old giant fucking murdered death hole. Going down the death hole is easy, but good luck trying to climb your way out. The giant murdered death hole, otherwise known as the Abyss, is a mysterious, otherworldly pit of despair, filled with bizarre creatures and ecosystems, as well as advanced relics from an ancient peoples. Upon trying to make your way back up, you'll be inflicted with the curse of the Abyss. Now, this curse can be very, very fucked up, depending on what layer you're on. Above the Abyss, you're chillin'. Here in the city of Orth, you got it all. An orphanage, a slum district, what more could you want? Of course, the curse has no effect here. Layer 1, the edge of the Abyss, will just cause slight dizziness and nausea upon ascension. Layer 2, the Forest of Temptation, it fucking amps up a bit. Nausea is blurg level now, but you also get some numbness in the limbs and confusion. Layer 3, the Great Fault, tax on vertigo and hallucinations. Layer 4, the Goblet of Giants, is where shit gets real. You get inflicted with a severe pain, and you just bleed from everywhere. Everywhere. Layer 5, the Sea of Corpses, adds on complete sensory deprivation, confusion, and TOS behavior. Entering Layer 6, the Capital of the Unreturned, is considered a cave raider's last dive. Ascending here causes the loss of humanity and/or death. And then comes the final layer, Layer 7, the final Maelstrom. Going up here will inflict certain death. Supposedly, never had any hard proof for this one. So yeah, things get pretty fucking gnarly. And we get to experience this beautifully fucked up world through the lens of pure innocence. The protagonist of this story is this little girl, Riko. She lives at the orphanage in Orth, in which she and the other children train to be cave raiders, chucking them down to the edge of the Abyss and making them find shitty relics for the orphanage to sell. We on the Just Cody channel support child labor. It's a pretty chill place otherwise, except for Riko, who is the troublemaker. She is simply endlessly curious about the Abyss, and wants to become strong enough to tackle it like her famed mother, Liza, Sovereign of Annihilation. Liza is what is known as a White Whistle, which are essentially the most legendary of heroes to the people of Orth, so she's a pretty fucking big deal. Anyways, so yeah, Riko wants to work hard enough so that one day she can become a White Whistle and challenge the Abyss, but plans change and move up when Riko finds a mysterious robot boy. He's got amnesia, so she names him Reg after the dog she used to have, and they become best pals. Together, they decide to tackle the Abyss and attempt to make it to the bottom. Reg in order to discover who he is, suspecting he came from the bottom, and Riko because she was bored, and mummy issues. Riko is just a 12-year-old kid, and Reg shares the appearance of a little boy, but who knows what the fuck is going on with him. They're having the time of their lives on an epic adventure, witnessing events one could only dream of. But there are stakes. Very heavy and dire stakes. As beautiful as it is, the Abyss is a twisted and fucked up place. We as the audience get to experience this truth right alongside them as we too attempt to solve the mysteries of this pit. That's why the world building of this show is so fucking good. The Abyss is essentially the main character. As we progress through the story, the Abyss develops. For as many questions that are answered, another 2 sprout up. But that's not to say that the actual characters aren't great themselves. Generally, they're all fucking really well done, especially the cast of side characters in Season 2. Still, this is a show in which, above all else, you just want to see more of the Abyss. Both for the intricacies of the landscape, but also for the sheer animation quality. This shit is fucking smooth. The animation is crisp and flows like a Ghibli film. The cutesy designs of our main cast is a perfect contrast to the nightmare fuel that ensues, only heightening just how disturbing it is. Which is further backed by the bussin' soundtrack. Like, seriously, the Made in Abyss OST goes crazy and really captures the breathtaking surroundings. Openings are great as well. Simply at a production standpoint, this anime is fantastic. Visually, audibly, conceptually, and I don't disagree, it is definitely worth the watch. Though, this show is not without controversy. The fucking K-pop stans, it always comes back to them. It turns out that a bunch of K-pop idols liked Made in Abyss because it's awesome, but Twitter didn't like that and went fucking batshit crazy. Made in Abyss is really fucking dark, and my pure K-pop boy band will not be exposed to it. And there are also some unnecessary suggestive innuendos with the child protagonists, but you know, Japan moment. I can see why people would be put off by this, especially in the manga, because it's just kinda all out there. But the anime is honestly not that bad in that respect. I didn't really feel like it was particularly noncy most of the time, sometimes. Existing sometimes to show the innocence of the characters and ground the cast into the world. Plus, Japan moment. Like, okay, like, some of the scenes are just, like, why? It's not necessary. It's like, okay, come on. For a long while, Made in Abyss was one of my only 10 out of 10s, but upon revisiting it, I think it's a solid 9, but very, very close to a 10, like I'm splitting hairs. I do agree that some of the suggestive stuff wasn't very necessary, though I can generally look past most of it. Just doesn't feel right having it as a 10 out of 10 though. Still, Made in Abyss is a must-watch show. You will enjoy it, or get nightmares, one of the two. And we've already made it to the final layer, so hopefully the series ends relatively soon. This is peak world building. That's about it. See ya.